Hi guys, happy Tuesday. So today we're going to continue our studies on the different types of rocks, and today we will focus on sedimentary rocks. So if you could go ahead and get out that set of notes, we're just going to continue on that same page that we worked on yesterday, and let's get started. So just to review our standard again, as a sixth grader, you should be able to construct an explanation of how to classify rocks by their formation and how rocks can change through the geologic processes of the rock cycle. So hopefully you are starting to figure out how you would be able to explain how an igneous rock was formed, because we talked about that yesterday. So by the end of today, I hope you will be able to explain how sedimentary rocks are formed. All right, let's get started. Your ticket out the virtual door today is that I'm hoping that you'll be able to list the 3 different kinds of sedimentary rock and also how they are formed, because remember that's part of our standard. How are they formed? So sedimentary rocks are formed when the weight from above presses down on the layers of minerals or sediment, or when minerals solidify between sediment pieces and cement them together. So all of the processes that form sedimentary rock occur mainly near the surface of Earth. Some of these processes include weathering, erosion, deposition, burial, and then finally the cementation that keeps those all together. So based on the way that they form, scientists have classified these rocks into clastic, chemical, and organic sedimentary rock. So we've got 3 different types of sedimentary rock. Something else that sedimentary rock can do is they contain strata or layers, and in this picture you can see a very good diagram or drawing of how that forms. All right, let's take a look at the 3 different types of sedimentary rock. We're going to start with clastic. So clastic sedimentary rock forms when the sediments are buried, compacted, and cemented together by either calcite or quartz. So the size of the sediment, or the clasts that make up the rock, is used to classify the clastic sedimentary rocks. So the fine-grained sedimentary rocks, in which grains are too small to be seen, those are mudstone, siltstone, and shale. And sandstone, which we saw in our video that I made about the different types of rocks, is a fine-grained clastic sedimentary rock, and you could see the grains and those layers or strata that were coming through that. These 2, breccia and the conglomerate, those are very coarse-grained sedimentary rocks. Those are made from very large particles such as pebbles or cobbles or even boulders that have been weathered and eroded. So let's talk about the chemical sedimentary rocks. So chemical sedimentary rocks form when water, usually seawater, evaporates. So most of our water contains dissolved minerals, and so as the water evaporates, the minerals in the water become so concentrated to the point that they precipitate out of the solution and they crystallize. So halite, which you see here, we had that in our mystery mineral lab, that is what we call rock salt. If you've ever made homemade ice cream, you would have used that. It melts ice very quickly. But that's an example of a chemical sedimentary rock. It's made out of sodium chloride, or NaCl. The Na is for sodium, the Cl is for chlorine. And that forms when the sodium ions and the chloride ions in the shallow bodies of water become so crystallized that this halite forms. And it's A good example of that is in Salt Lake City, Utah. There's a big salt lake basically that is full of this. So you can look that up if you want to see more of that. Okay, and our last type of sedimentary rock is organic sedimentary rock. And organic sedimentary rock forms from the remains of fossils or of once living plants and animals. Most of our limestone is formed from fossils and organisms that once lived in the ocean. And over time, the skeletons of those marine organisms, which are made of calcium carbonate, they collect on the ocean floor and they get pressed and compacted together. And those form what we call fossiliferous limestone, meaning that it's got fossils in it. So I don't know if you've ever been to St. Augustine in Florida, but they have a big fort that's made of a rock called coquina, and that is a fossiliferous limestone rock, and it's made out of shells of the different marine mollusks that have been cemented together by calcite. So it's pretty interesting. You can look at it and actually see all of the different shells that are pressed together. And here's a picture of the fossiliferous limestone. And I also showed you one of those in our rock investigation. So some examples of fossiliferous limestone are coquina and also coal that we use for energy. Coal is another type of organic sedimentary rock. It forms when plant material is buried and it changes into coal as the result of heat and pressure pushing down on it. But it takes millions of years to form. So once we mine that and use it, it's pretty much gone. So that's why we're trying to find other energy sources besides coal, because it's not very likely that it will continue to be made on our planet. All right, let's see if you can answer your ticket out the virtual door today. So you should be able to list and explain the 3 different types of sedimentary rock. So hopefully you can do that. Today you also have a video to watch about sedimentary rock, and I think that's it. But check my website and make sure you've completed all the things that you needed to do for today. All right, just a reminder, we will have a live lab with Miss Keith and myself on Friday at 10 a.m. We'll be using some candy, different types of candy, to simulate the different types of rocks. So it should be fun, and I hope you can join us. We'll do that on Zoom, so at 10 a.m. on Friday if you're available. All right, hope to see you then. Bye.